Now at 4:30 on WKYT this morning, a suspect was rushed to the hospital after an officer-involved shooting in Wolfe County. This morning, what we have learned about the confrontation.
This morning, the attorney for the Centrepointe developer talks about why his client is now threatening legal action against Lexington.
Also this morning, a mother has a warning for parents after she says her 12-year-old daughter was drugged and sexually abused while with someone she trusted.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's so nice to have you along bright and early as we get things going here on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Feeling pretty good out there, much like yesterday. Warm.
Well, it is warm.
You don't even need a jacket, which is nice, Micah.
We have him back this morning.
Yeah, finally back. I got my voice back just a little bit, and it's coming along. We're looking outside right now on First Alert Defender, live radar, and a nice clean sweep. Really not seeing much out and about this morning. Temperatures, this is what Rebecca and Bill were talking about. Look how nice that is. 50s, 60s. It's a really good feel. 64 degrees right now in Madison County. You won't need a jacket whatsoever. And we're warmer again today. 82 degrees, partly sunny skies. We get much warmer than this, and I'll show you how high we go coming up.
All right, thank you. Let's get to the news this morning.
This morning, we're tracking an officer-involved shooting out of Wolfe County.
It happened last night on Highway 15 west of Campton. Troopers say a suspect was injured after confronting police. State police are still investigating what led up to the shooting, but they say the suspect was hit once and taken to the hospital. The suspect's condition and name have not been released. No troopers apparently injured in the shooting. And in Perry County, state police say they had no choice but to shoot a man who they say threatened them with a gun. Police say Michael Asher died after the shooting Sunday night in the Chavez community. They say a constable heard shots coming from a camper and called police. And when police arrived, they say Asher was yelling at them and refused to talk. When they went to his door, they say Asher started raising a gun toward them, so they shot him.
New this morning, a Louisville man was arrested and charged in a Lexington shooting. 19-year-old Dequay Walker was arrested on Sunday after police say he shot a man on Caudell Drive last Wednesday. Police say the victim was shot in the stomach during an attempted robbery. Walker is also charged with fleeing and evading, driving without a license, and receiving stolen property.
This morning, the developer of Centrepointe has a message for Lexington city leaders, and that is prepare for a lawsuit. Dudley Webb's attorney sent the city a second letter threatening legal action. It stems from the city's request that Webb fill in the Centrepointe block and return it to a grassy field. City leaders claim that there have not been any signs of construction lately. WKYT's Monique Blair talked to Dudley Webb's attorney.
On Monday night, I talked to Richard Getty. He is representing Centrepointe Vertical LLC, and he says he hopes the city realizes the letter it wrote last week was a mistake.
We've asked that they rescind the letter. This should never have happened.
Getty says the letter demanding the developer restore the property back to its pre-existing condition should never have happened because it is delaying the progress of a project that was moving forward. Now, Getty tells me that 60 days prior to the city writing the letter to the developer telling them they had to restore this area to its original state, there was significant work being done to Centrepointe. Getty says the developer tries to keep the city informed on the work that's being done by having meetings each week discussing the progress of the project. Getty goes on to say the developer has the financing ready to move forward, a statement the public has often said they are tired of hearing. But Getty says it is simply that projects of this magnitude take time.
This $180 million, $200 million project, you don't get one bank or one financing entity to finance the whole project. You get it financed different segments.
Getty says the developer has no desire to go the route of litigation because that would slow this project down.
The decision on whether that will occur or not is really in the hands of the mayor and the city.
I reached out to the city's attorney tonight, Mason Miller. He told me the city did not wish to comment on this letter. In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Now, when we looked into the status of the Centrepointe project a little more than 2 weeks ago, the Lexington Commissioner of Planning told us that he was having regular meetings with the Centrepointe developers.
Well, this morning, police have charged a Knox County couple after they say a 12-year-old girl was given drugs and sexually abused. Barberville police arrested Arthur Vaughn and Faith Vaughn. The mother of the 12-year-old girl said she got a phone call saying her daughter had been drugged and molested while visiting family in Knox County. WKYT's Jordan Valines has the story.
People always tell you, something happens to you, go to a family member. How can you go to a family member when your family members are the one that does stuff to you?
The victim's mother says what Arthur and Faith Vaughn did was force her daughter to smoke marijuana with Arthur while Faith was in the room.
It's her family. It's supposed to be her blood that done this, you know, and allowed it to happen.
According to the victim's mother, Faith and Arthur were Facebook messaging before and during the incident about what was going to happen next.
They sat there and they talked about what they were going to do. She wanted to be involved.
What they did, she says, is drug her daughter further.
The doctors had told me they found large amounts of Xanax in my child's system. You drugged my child to be able to touch her.
After the alleged drugging,
my daughter was passed out.
The arrest citation reads that around 4 a.m., the victim woke up as Arthur Vaughn was inappropriately touching her.
They're going to pay for what they did.
On Monday, the accused pled not guilty to charges of sexual abuse and unlawful transaction with a minor. But the victim's mother says this legal battle is far from over.
I will never have full peace with it, but I will feel a lot better when I know that they're going to be in jail for a long time.
Well, Arthur Vaughn's preliminary hearing is set for next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Faith Vaughn is charged with unlawful transaction with a minor, second degree.
Now 4:36 here on WKYT this morning. A Southern Kentucky community is reaching out to help family members of 6 people who were killed in a crash. Police say 41-year-old Tina Proctor, 25-year-old Audrey Ellis, 12-year-old Nate Proctor, 4-year-old Red Barnhouse, 2-year-old Zoe Bertram, and 17-month-old Jace Bertram all died Friday night in the crash near Monticello. All 6 were related. The Hicks Vaughn Funeral Home is handling the funeral arrangements and collecting donations for funeral costs. And if you would like to donate, we have information about how to do that at our website, WKYT.com.
So sad. Well, friends say a trip to the Kentucky Derby was on his bucket list, but Louisville police say a Canadian man was killed during a robbery. Police say on Saturday night, 49-year-old Scott Hunter and a friend were walking back to their hotel room on Phillips Lane when 3 people approached them. Police say there was a struggle. Hunter was shot.
Seemed to be a random act as far as they were just looking for people to rob. So it's something that we don't see a lot of, or something a little different than we normally see.
Less than 24 hours later, police did make some arrests. 19-year-old Tyrone Thomas, 18-year-old Faid Abdu Diab, and 20-year-old Fatima Abu Diab. All 3 have been charged with murder. Police think the 3 are also behind some other robberies that happened before the shooting.
Some frightening moments for a group of students headed home from school yesterday afternoon. Their school bus crashed. That happened on Colby Road in Clark County. Police say a Chevy Blazer swerved to avoid rear-ending another car, and the bus had to swerve to avoid hitting the Blazer. The car ended up hitting a stone wall. 15 students were on the bus, but police say they were not injured. The bus driver also was not hurt. Police say the driver of the Blazer was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Well, a busy road through the University of Kentucky campus will be receiving a makeover this summer. Next week, much of Alumni Drive between Tates Creek and Nicholasville Road will be closed to traffic. UK construction crews say it'll install about 2 roundabouts on Alumni Drive, along with a bicycle lane and a walking lane. State officials say this will make Alumni Drive safer and ease traffic congestion.
This new Alumni corridor is part of a modernized infrastructure that has been needed to accomplish what is going on here at the University of Kentucky.
This stretch of Alumni Drive will reopen September 1st, just in time for the start of the new school year at UK. You'll still be able to get to the Arboretum by using Tates Creek Road during the construction.
WKYT this morning, just getting started, and it's so good to have you along with us. Here we are early on your Tuesday.
Sometimes women steer clear of weightlifting. Moms Every Day shows us a classic move that is great for the ladies after the break.
Pretty warm this morning. We head throughout the afternoon. It gets even warmer as we slide throughout the days. I'll show you how warm we get, maybe even 90s in the forecast. Have that coming up.